That on child pornography charges has changed his plea, reaching a plea deal. Court documents say 40-year-old Justin Stargell had video files of minors performing sex acts, some children as young as 2. Today he changed his plea, entering an Alford plea to promoting or directing an obscene sexual performance by a minor, along with 6 counts of possession of certain materials prohibited and possession of meth. 2 counts of gross sexual imposition were dismissed as part of the deal.
Also new here